Good evening and welcome to tonight's Bible study as we continue to go through the Bible. We're in Mark chapter 5, and in Mark chapter 5, we find Jesus still going along the Sea of Galilee. He pressed into a new community and comes along the seashore, and there's a man among the tombs that is possessed by demons. And Jesus asks him, "Who are you?" And he said, "My name is Legion because we are many." Now we'll find out that there was like 2,000 demons in this guy. Said he would hurt himself. He would be bound in chains and he would break the chains, and pretty supernatural demonic power in this man. And he had the whole area terrified of him. And so the demons, when they see Jesus, they come and run and fall at his feet and say, "Don't torment us before the time of judgment of the end." And so they asked Jesus if he would allow them to leave this man and possess the swine. And he gave them permission to enter into the swine. And when they entered into the swine ran down the hill and leaped into the sea. There's 2,000 dead pigs out in the ocean, the Sea of Galilee. Can you imagine that? Be like, you got the fishing nets out to bring in the bacon. Oh my goodness. And so the good Bible teachers will ask the question, so what's with 2,000 pigs in Israel where it is not permitted to eat the pigs? They did all kinds of things that they weren't supposed to do. They weren't very good at following the law. And so Jesus did cast them out. The people from the city, when they heard what had happened, they came up and heard the report. Then they implored Jesus to leave. Here's a man that does a huge miracle, and they implore him to leave. "We've already lost 2,000 pigs. Get out of our community." Oh my goodness. So Jesus left there, and as he entered into the next community, there was a leader, and his name was Jairus, and he came to Jesus and said that his 12-year-old daughter was very ill. And there were lots of people there that wanted to see Jesus, and they were pressing in on him as they were trying to go. Jesus said he would go with this man to heal his daughter. And they are pressing through the crowd. And in that crowd, there was a woman that had an issue of blood. She was hemorrhaging for 12 years. She wouldn't stop bleeding. And so she was unclean and not even permitted to be in that crowd. But she heard of Jesus, and she said, "If I can only touch the hem of his garment, if I could only touch the hem of his garment, I know that I will be healed." And as Jesus was going through the crowd, he said, "Who touched me?" Because he felt the power of God kind of diminished down. He felt the power leaving his body, is what he felt. The power of God leaving his body, that he was the power of God was being used in a miraculous way that he was, we'll say, unaware of. But I'm sure that he knew exactly who it was. But he said, "Who touched me?" And then the woman admitted that she had touched him. She knew that she was healed. And Jesus told her, "Your faith has made you well." Well, about the same time, people come up to Jairus and they say, "Your daughter has died. Uh, no need to bother the master." And Jesus, hearing what was said, told Jairus, "Don't fear, only believe, only believe." And they kept on going to the house. And so, coming into the house, the people were wailing and weeping, and Jesus said, "Why are you wailing and weeping? She is only sleeping." Well, Jesus didn't want the masses to know of him raising this girl up from the dead. And so he said that, but only Jairus and his wife and Peter, James, and John, Jesus' inner circle, go into this room. And only Peter, James, and John came with Jesus. The other disciples were back in town. And Jesus told her, "Little girl, rise up." And she rose up from the dead. She rose up from the dead. And Jesus told them, "Don't tell anybody about this." You know what happened when they found out about Lazarus being raised up from the dead? They wanted to kill him. So Jesus said, "Don't tell anyone about this miracle." And funny thing is when Jesus said, "Don't tell anyone," it seemed like all the more the word spread. And she rose up, and Jesus told them, "Get her something to eat." She must have been ill for a while, and she was hungry now. So get her something good to eat. And so that is Mark chapter 5. What is your need? Jesus is more than able to meet all of your needs, all of them. Are you possessed by demons? Jesus can cast them out. Most of us aren't possessed by demons, although you might think I am. Jesus can push back those demons that are tormenting us. We can be tormented by our habits, our vices, our past life. Oh, the demons love to torment us with the past. They love to tempt us with what was tempting to us in the past. But Jesus is able to push all of that away. If you draw into him, draw near to the Lord, and he will draw near to you. And if he draws near to you, there'll be no room for any demons to be pressing in and trying to do these crazy things. Do you have an illness? Maybe it's gone on for 12 years like this lady. Bring it before the Lord. Cry out to the Lord. Maybe you have a cat that's been lost for 2 days. I cried out to the Lord. I looked. I cried out for my cat, but I cried out to the Lord and asked the Lord to bring that cat back. And he showed up last night. Cry out to the Lord. The Lord is more than able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think, according to the power of God that works within us. The power of God is at work within us. Right? Give God the glory in your life. Give everything over to Him. Don't hold anything back, but believe. That's what He told Jairus. Don't be fearful, but believe. I pray that you will believe, that you will trust Him for everything. That's my prayer for you this evening. I hope that you'll join me tomorrow night. And I hope that you give this video a like and share it with some of your friends. And I will see you tomorrow as we continue to go through the Bible. So be blessed in Jesus' name.